Sup Shredders, just before we get into this review, I need to talk about something very important because I think I've made an error and this is my fault and I'll own that. Trollers, I'm not sure if I've made a mistake, so I'm just doing this just in case, okay? So if I have made a mistake, then you know I've made a mistake, and if I haven't, then you can just ignore this part. But basically, my understanding with Ragody by Michael Landrum is that it was released by Michael Landrum, which it has, my understanding is. However, if you go here, we have Joyofthedizzy. Now, I think Joyofthedizzy is actually, that's actually the act that this music was, that's who made this. So Joyofthedizzy released Ragody. And this is furthered by the fact that when I looked at Joyofthedizzy, I saw a Ragody here. So I think that this is the same track. So I just want to apologize for that misunderstanding there. Basically, to fix this in the review itself, I would have to completely redo the review. And I feel that I'm happy with everything with the review, aside from the fact that I haven't really mentioned Joyofthedizzy. So I'm mentioning Joyofthedizzy now. They are the people responsible for this. Michael Landrum is a member of that act. Hopefully that clears things up. Usually I'm a little bit more onto it, but I think I just confused myself this time. Anyways, see you in a moment. Enjoy the review. Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Michael Landrum titled Ragody. And if we switch over to here, we have the YouTube page for it. We can see this is in Memphis. Released on New Year's Eve 2021. Got to leave a comment, hit the bell, pre-save the song DistroKid, Joyofthedizzy merchandise, and all that kind of stuff. Also, a way to send something to help the band grow, which is pretty dope. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. And the single is at the Joyofthedizzy band camp down here. Thank you for any support. Awesome. We are going to be listening through this track from start to finish and hearing what we think. And just before I get into this, I have listened to Michael Landrum stuff, so it's good to hear a bit more of it. So let's do this. Oh, the guitar on the left side, that's pretty dope. Nice way to enter the track. You don't typically expect there to be one side of the stereo field with instruments on it. Oh, the drums are kind of dope as well. It's nice and heavy. I was expecting a little bit more low into the track. I think there's a bass in here. It sounds like there's a lot of focus and emphasis on the mid and high frequencies. But that's okay. It could just be the headphones. Oh, no, I can hear it now. It's just the bass is very refined with the drums. That's okay. Inside the Life of Ragody. Interesting. And I would need more context to really understand the song, but this is cool so far. It's kind of full on with the video with the lyrics and everything like that. Things are popping into shape, and it's great. It's eye-catching, don't get me wrong. Oh, if we got like a lead, pseudo-rhythm leadish guitar on the right with the main chugging on the left. Triple six your number. So the 666 is like the devil's number or Satan's number or something like that written on your head. Picking the sword, there's a lot of graphic imagery here. It's confronting, but it kind of matches the tonality of the rest of the instruments with these really heavily distorted guitars and the bass and the drums and these really quick, like frenetic, aggressive drum fills that we've got as well. I like that. Make no mistake when you're walking down the line. It's kind of catchy, you know. Da 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 ba bum. It's kind of peppy and energetic, and you've got a nice amount of. Oh no, I thought there was going to be more space after that. It's nice that we occasionally do hold these notes with that bit of vocal fry there. It just allows a bit of space to hear the rest of the instruments and a bit of space for listener to catch their breath before the next line's delivered. Oh, sick solo here, man. It's nice to have this solo section here. I think we've had quite a bit of storytelling and a bit sort of the context has been established. And now to have something a little bit different for a lead voice is nice and refreshing. Some pinched harmonics in there. Just a few little chord note bends there. Oh, sick. All right, what do we got? Oh, those are some kick doubles, aren't they? Those are 16ths, aren't they? Heavy as hell, dude. I vibe with that. It was nice as well to have just that little extra bar there, or that extra half bar, just to lead into this breakdown whenever it's occurring. Again, it shakes things up a little bit. It's a nice way to transition. It's less predictable, which is good. So we're talking into the modern mayhem. Is this the life of the 666 on the forehead and picking face, or is this the stress and the chaos and the tension that comes from being in today's society? Beautiful. I'm liking this repeated that inside the life of Ragody continues to sort of accentuate that hook line, gets it stuck in your head before you're about to leave. Got some samples going on. Interesting. Great. Great track, actually. That 4 minutes went really quickly. I'm not going to lie. I think that was really well handled. We're just going to go back to find Ragody here. By Michael Landrum. Oh, what do I want to say about this track? For the conclusion, of course, this being the conclusion. I think this track was about, going to the snake pit, joining Michael Landrum there, or maybe the person's leading you into purgatory or something like that. But it's just like modern corruption, the madness that ensues in this day and age, and trying to cope with it. And maybe it's a situation that Michael Landrum was describing. I'm not entirely sure, but that's my kind of take from that stuff. If I'm completely off, then let me know. I think the track matched those themes well, if I was correct about those. The structure of it, you talk about a track which has, distinct verses and choruses. And you're able to tell a story without having a sizzling good lead guitar solo with lots of bends and hammer-ons and stuff like that is fun too. But if we're talking about the voice, Michael Landrum's voice, it's very distinctive. I haven't really heard a voice like Michael's in a while. It's great to hear a vocalist not trying to sound like every other rock or metal singer out there at the moment. It's great that he's got his own style. And if you go walk away from this, if you put this down, you can see there's actually quite a lot of love for this. 8,000 views, 54 comments. It's actually, that's quite a healthy comment and like ratio on a track. I am endlessly suspicious when I see musicians who have got like 200,000 views on a track and like 10 comments. Do you know what do you know what I mean? What I mean by that? But we don't have this issue here, man. Ragody, it's a legit sort of situation. Seems like an independent artist that just really wants to commit to it, and people are responding really positively to his work. And part of that, of course, is his identity as a vocalist, and I think that it's what he was singing about was fairly interesting. There's some eloquent wordplay in there. There's a raunchiness to it, but there's also a darkness to it that matches again the other instruments. So we had like sort of distorted guitars, the bass, the drums, some other filtered or sampled instruments at the end and at the start maybe. Oh no, I think we just had the guitar, didn't we, at the start? Yeah, we had a filtered guitar riff, but that's okay. Clearly we have some production value involved in this, but just before we move on to the production itself, I just want to say how pleased I am with how catchy these rhythms riff. You know, it's not like we're reinventing music that is within the genre, but that riff is super catchy and it just gets you in a vibe of it and a groove of it immediately. It goes da 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 da. You know, you get that quarter note accent fairly quickly, and it's fantastic. Really quick tempo to it, and again, that solo just played on it like it wasn't a super massive shred solo, and I think that was actually to its strength because if we'd gone fast in those eighths and go wow 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 wow, it kind of sounds like a Kirk Hammett solo off the bat. You know, it's Michael Landrum's doing his own thing, and that's great. We've got we've got the production again, the recording, mixing, and mastering, and most of that's fairly. No, I'm trying not to use the word fairly because I've gotten told that's patronizing. I don't want to patronize people. I liked the production for the most part. The guitars sounded like they had a high pass filter, quite high. I'm unsure if that was a decision just to make room for the bass and the kick, or if we couldn't have just allowed a little bit more low end on the guitars just so they chugged a little bit more. Again, it could be these headphones, but to be fair to these headphones, if there's going to be chug, these bad boys are going to pick it up, man. You know, the cleanliness of the mix is apparent. All the instruments stick really well together, and I think that, you know, like, in regards to the production and gluing things together, it was handled correctly. You know, the EQing, the stereo, like the guitars, having one guitar on the left and the other on the right was interesting. Again, I'm used to having guitars on both sides, but I think that it can be kind of cool to have two guitars doing slightly different parts there. Just kind of rounds out the sound and makes it a little bit more engaging for the listener. Again, with the vocals were phenomenal. You could tell there was an effects channel there that was definitely working for Michael. The drums were great. There were some points where the kick sounded kind of like there was a lot of low-end resonance there. But I also have to hand it to Michael for not just opting in for let's just trigger the kicks. Let's just have the traditional click, click kind of kicks in there. That's a big part of the genre nowadays. I like the fact that we're going with our own kick tone. And the drummer was phenomenal in this, as well as the guitaring, as well as Michael on the vocals. Really clear, easily identifiable lead melodies there that worked with the rest of the harmony, and it was nice and loud as well, and dig it. I mean, aside from those few little kind of minor things, I'm really pleased with the rest of it. I've got no real major complaints about this track. Well done to Michael on this release. As I understand it, Michael is working on some material to release, you know, and I really wish him the best of luck in that. Nowadays, it's a single economy a lot of the time. You traditionally, I mean, I've heard people be advised just do singles. But if you have a coherent, wider sort of like a theme that you want to cover that can be put across different songs, I reckon Michael's got the chops to be able to handle that. So I really wish Michael the best of luck on his journey, whatever he does musically. And thank you for watching this review of Michael Landrum's Ragody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Michael Landrum some love via his various social medias and his YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.